The goal is not to be better than the other man, but your previous self. A disciplined mind leads to happiness, and an undisciplined mind leads to suffering. I find hope in the darkest of days and focus in the brightest. I do not judge the universe. We can live without religion and meditation, but we cannot survive without human affection. Old friends pass away, new friends appear. It is just like the days. An old day passes, a new day arrives. The important thing is to make it meaningful, a meaningful friend or a meaningful day. My religion is very simple, my religion is kindness.
The good man is the friend of all living things. Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. First, they ignore you. Then they laugh at you. Then they fight you. Then you win. An ounce of practice is worth more than tons of preaching.
So I want to turn your attention to this subject, loving your enemies. It's so basic to me because it is a part of my basic philosophical and theological orientation, the whole idea of love, the whole philosophy of love. Because you have agape in your soul. Here you come to the point that you love the individual who does the evil deed while hating the deed that the person does. This is what Jesus means when he says love your enemy. This is the way to do it.
Love is an act of endless forgiveness, a tender look that becomes a habit. Hate comes from intimidation, love comes from appreciation. There is only one happiness in this life, to love and be loved.
I thought we'd discuss the final end of God's enemies. There's a beautiful expression here in the 37th Psalm. How encouraging to meditate on this beautiful verse, verse 20. But the wicked will perish, the enemies of Jehovah will vanish like glorious pastures, they will vanish like smoke. How we look forward to these enemies of Jehovah, our enemies, vanishing like smoke. So the Isaiah prophecy book mentions that Gehenna was used for the disposal of refuse and carcasses of those deemed unworthy of burial. Fire would be a suitable means of eliminating such refuse. Now this point, what the fire did not consume, the maggots would. Now, I don't know if you know much about maggots, but you see a whole bunch of them. It's just not a pleasant sight. But what a fitting picture of the final end of all of God's enemies. We look forward to it. However, the apostates and the enemies of Jehovah would say, well, that's gruesome, that's despicable. You teach your people these things? No, God teaches his people these things. This is what he's foretelling. And frankly, for friends of Jehovah God, how reassuring that they're finally going to be gone. All these despicable enemies that have just reproached Jehovah's name, destroyed, never ever to live again. Now, it's not that we rejoice in someone's death, but when it comes to God's enemies, finally.
that we're living in the final part of the last days, undoubtedly the final part of the final part of the last days, shortly before the last day of the last days. God's kingdom has been ruling in the heavens, as we've discussed during this convention, for 100 years. In fact, there is more evidence confirming the existence of the kingdom than the evidence that would convince us that there's gravity, electricity, wind.
These spaghetti and meatballs are delicious. And boy does this go down good with a nice bottle of high-end scotch. I love putting dedicated funds to good use. I'm sure Jehovah will protect me from my bad diet and lack of exercise. Oh. Ugh. Where am I?
Welcome to the afterlife, Tony. You're dead.
Really? You must be Jehovah.
Well, I've taken this form so that you can relate to me.
You're not Jehovah?
Tony, you know damn well that Jehovah is a made-up name cobbled together from a Spanish Dominican monk in the 13th century. What you refer to as God is actually the universal consciousness of all living things. But I've taken this appearance so your tiny brain can comprehend. The bottom line is that your life ended about 5 minutes ago, due to the accumulation of years of stress on your heart, from a sedentary lifestyle, too much pasta, and way too much fine Scotch whiskey.
Okay, no problem. Just tell me where to go so that I can get ready for Armageddon. I got some killing to do. Do you want me to start with the toddlers and children? Or just go right after the parents? Maybe you and I can crack open a bottle of Macallan Scotch and figure out a war plan. I'm ready to make some human hot dogs.
Tony, I have some bad news for you.
Oh. This doesn't sound good.
You know that whole Armageddon thing you taught Jehovah's Witnesses about? Well, it's completely wrong. There is good and bad in all religions and belief systems. But the Jehovah's Witnesses are way off. I'm afraid your belief about the afterlife is very, very wrong. The Hindus actually have it more right than you did.
You don't mean?
That's right. You are going to be reincarnated.
Oh no. Really?
Yup. As to what you are reincarnated as, it depends on your karma.
Oh. Okay, well, at least I should be brought back as a king or famous movie actor, right?
I'm afraid not, Tony. You see, your karma is actually pretty bad when you consider you ran a cult that you greatly materialistically benefited from. In addition, you helped to create and maintain the cover-up of child sex abuse, the destruction of families through the shunning policy, and countless lives thrown away from the draconian blood policy. Listen. These are the voices of all the people you've killed and abused throughout the years.
What?
Death has made you a little dim, Tony. These are the voices of all the people who have died and suffered through your actions and inactions.
So what will I be reincarnated into? Not a woman? Please God, no.
I wouldn't do that to a woman. Which reminds me, your misogyny and homophobia has really dragged down your karma score as well. Actually, you'll be reincarnated into something very similar to what you became as a human male.
Great! I'll be another cult leader then?
Not quite. Encephalitozoon cuniculi.
Come again?
Encephalitozoon cuniculi.
What the hell is that?
It's a parasite that lives in the intestines of its host. In your case, you'll be a parasite living in the bowels of a laboratory rat.
Oh God.
Don't worry, your lifespan is only a couple of weeks. I'll see you then and we can reevaluate your karma. Have fun, Tony.
Damn it.
Hi, Truman. Have a nice day.
Good morning, and in case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Okay, see you at the Kingdom Hall tonight.
Of course. Look, Truman, I'm very busy stocking shelves at my minimum wage job now. Marlon, something's not right. I'm having doubts about this life in JW land. I want to get out and see the world. The world? Why would you want to do that? The world is a scary place where people are wicked. JW land is perfect. And we'll never die. The best life ever. You have everything you want right here in JW land. Actually, I'm thinking of going to Fiji. Fiji? Is that near Warwick? No, it's on the other side of the world. Truman, you have to stop thinking this way. Just watch the latest broadcast, it's dynamite. Ugh. What's on the radio today? Welcome to JW.Borg Radio. It's another perfect day in the spiritual paradise. Why is the radio acting weird?
Okay, he's making his way down Main Street. He's got his typical red sweater vest on. He's only got JW approved CDs on his dashboard.
Ouch. Sorry about that, folks. We must have picked up a police frequency. It sometimes happens. Let's get back to the top 50 JW hits. Number 3 on this week's countdown is Life Without End at Last. What the hell is going on? Impossible! Fiji, Fiji, I have to go to Fiji.
It's all a lie, Truman. Come find me, baby.
Honey, I've been thinking we should plan a trip to Fiji.
Oh, I don't think so. We don't have the money. You know we donate all our extra money to JW.Borg. Plus, JW land is so much better than Fiji. Would you like to study this week's Watchtower with me, Truman? Being a JW is the best life ever. Hashtag best life ever.
What are you looking at? It's almost like you're performing in a commercial looking for the camera.
Don't be ridiculous, Truman. I'm just so happy being a JW. Hashtag best life ever. It's a new month and a new episode on JW Broadcasting. Just go to jw.borg to watch for free.
I know how to get to it. Sheesh.
Well, I have to go stand at a cart now. Bye.
Yeah. Okay, bye. This is odd. Every time I Google Jehovah's Witnesses, my browser automatically reroutes me to jw.borg. I'll try something crazy and type in Jehovah's Witnesses and child sex abuse. Rerouted to jw.borg again. It says that Jehovah's Witnesses abhor child abuse. This is weird. It sent me to the jw.borg news page. Everything is positive news. What the hell is going on? Marlon, come in. You better try to straighten Truman out. Okay, Christoph, I'm on it. I don't know what to think anymore, Marlon. Maybe I'm losing my mind. It feels like I'm being kept in a cage and people are trying to keep real truth away from me. Are you wishing you'd made something more out of yourself? Come on, Truman. We've all had wild, imaginary thoughts of being something, somebody else. This is different. Everybody seems to be in on it but me. My wife, the elders, everybody. I've been your best friend since we were 7 years old, Truman. We've always been friends, through school, the congregation, field service, everything. You're the closest thing I've ever had to a brother, Truman. I know that things really haven't worked out for either of us the way we dreamed. I know that feeling like everything is slipping away, and you don't want to believe it, so you look for answers somewhere else. But the point is, I'd gladly die for you. The point is, I'd gladly die for you. And the last thing I'd ever do is lie to you. And the last thing I'd ever do is lie to you. I mean, if you think about it, if everybody is in on it, I'd have to be in on it too. I'm not in on it, Truman. Because there is no it. We're in the truth. This is the best episode yet on TVJW.org.
You said it. We should probably donate more money.
What a week it's been. Truman has been to all the meetings and is studying with his wife again. Yes, we hope he's starting to let go of his doubts finally. Why do you think that Truman has never come close to discovering the true nature of his world until now? We accept the reality of the world with which we are presented. It's as simple as that. Okay, let's take a call. We have Hannah online from Hollywood, California. I know this woman. Put her on.
Hi, Christoph. I'd just like to say one thing. You're a liar and a manipulator. And what you've done to Truman is sick.
Ah, how could we forget Truman's old love interest? You think because you batted your eyes at Truman once, flirted with him, stole a few minutes of airtime with him to thrust yourself and your apostate views into the limelight. Do you really think you know what's right for him?
What right do you have to take a baby and turn his life into some kind of mockery? Don't you ever feel guilty?
I have given to him the chance to lead a normal JW life. The world. The place you live in, this sick place. JW land is the way the world should be.
He's not a performer, he's a prisoner. Look at him, look at what you've done to him.
He could leave at any time. If his was more than just a vague ambition, if he was absolutely determined to discover the truth about the truth, there's no way we could prevent him. What really distresses you, caller, is that ultimately Truman prefers his self, as you call it.
Well, that's where you're wrong. You are so wrong. And he'll prove you wrong.
Well, aside from heated comments from a very vocal minority, it's been an overwhelmingly positive experience. Yes, for Truman, and for the JW viewing public. Well, Christoph, I can't thank you enough for your time. I think it's safe to say that now that this crisis is behind us, and Truman is back to his old self, we can look forward to some exciting new developments. You're welcome.
Hi, Truman.
Good morning, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Jumping Jehoshaphat. Truman is making a break for it. He's using a surfboard to go across our fake ocean. That's weird. Oh well, let's just go with it. Wait. You know what you have to do. Okay. We're going to be accessing the weather program now. So, hold on to your hats. You got that? No. I think we're going to want to localize the storm over the surfboard. You can get the coordinates for that. He'll turn back. He'll be too afraid. Hit him again. For God's sake, Chris. The whole JW world is watching. We can't let him die in front of a live audience. He was born in front of a live audience. Hit him. Is that the best you can do? You're gonna have to kill me. Okay, stop the storm. Bring the sun out. I want to talk to Truman now. You can speak. I can hear you. Who are you? I am the creator of a TVJW.org television show that gives hope and joy and inspiration to millions of JWs. Then who am I? You're the star. Was nothing real? You were real. That's what made you so good to watch. Listen to me, Truman. There's no more truth out there in Satan's wicked world than there is in the world I created for you. Same lies. The same deceit. But in my world, you have nothing to fear. You are protected. I know you better than you know yourself. You never had a camera in my head. You're afraid. That's why you can't leave. It's okay, Truman. I understand. I have been watching you your whole life. I was watching when you were born. I was watching when you took your first step in the Kingdom Hall. I watched you on your first day of school. The episode when you got baptized. You can't leave, Truman. You belong here. With me. Talk to me. Say something. Well, say something. God damn it. You're on television. You're live to the whole JW world. In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Wow. He left.
Cease transmission. The governing body is going to kill me. What else is on?
Yeah, let's see what else is on. Maybe we should watch some Netflix for a change.